Have you ever been in a situation where everything was going so well, the discussions were moving well, and then suddenly there's tension? It all starts going down south very fast.
You're on the brink of World War III. In fact, you're at that point of Fureni bust. Well, today we'd like to share with you a model that not only de-escalates, but solves conflict anywhere and everywhere. Stick around and find out.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching us.
Bonjour, bon après-midi, bonsoir, and welcome to this episode of Jatello
and Jatello. We are a father and son duo that talks about life. We talk about relationships. We talk about social situations, everything in between.
And today, we'd like to share with you a simple model that you can use to not only de-escalate, but also solve any sort of conflict anywhere and at any time.
ECPC.
It's peasy.
Easy peasy.
It sounds like it's busy. It's peasy. You know, when your African or your Kenyan accent slips, wherever you're from.
No, I hear you and I feel you totally. But for the sake of everybody else, it's just easy peasy. And that's what we're going to talk about. So here are what those letters represent. The letter E in easy peasy stands for empathize. Okay? And when we talk of empathize, this means listen, slow down, and don't jump into conclusions. Okay? Don't jump into conclusions. All right? Letter E. The next letter is C. This is clarify. When you're clarifying, you want to avoid making any assumptions and you want to ask questions at this point to be sure you understand. So, and the type of questions, we're saying ask open questions. Okay, that's questions. All right. The other thing that you want to do is look for nonverbal signs. Nonverbal signs. So you're looking at facial expression, you're looking at the hands, you know, and so on. That just gives you an indication of, you know, whether you're making progress. Okay. The next letter is P, which is propose. Okay. And in propose, we're talking about explore the options, share the rationale, suggest a way forward. So suggest way forward. Okay. Explain the rationale for why you're thinking of it that way. And then lastly, check to make sure that you are aligned. That's the last C. And here, have you addressed the concern? Okay. Have you addressed concern? Okay. On this also, we're saying take action. You propose the way forward and then take action. And you find in all, you should have been able to solve the problem.
Let's try and apply this in real life, okay? An example is I and the boys, we love to travel. Nyanyuki, Naivasha, you name it. We are there every other weekend. So the problem is, I'm the only one in the group that owns a car. And I'm the one who is ferrying them to and fro for our different activities, our plots and what. But I'm the point of, no, this is it. You guys have done too much. You've turned my car to a community. I haven't told them, but I'm saying no more rides. That's it. It's the end.
Just like that.
Just like
You've just appeared and done.
Guys, it's not happening.
It's not happening.
We're not going to Naivasha for the rally.
Wow. That would be a huge
I am,
shock.
you guys aren't.
Okay. So how do we apply easy peasy in a situation like this? I believe one of the first things I would do is basically just, appreciate you. So I would be, thank you, Jatello. It's been great. You've been providing us with transport. I mean, we really appreciate that you made your car available to us. We've done all these trips, and we feel sad that, this is how you feel about it.
You've still turned my car into a community Uber, so no.
So I'd want to find out a bit more about, why it is that you're feeling that way. So, is it because the cost of fuel, the cost of wear and tear, is it we are too heavy? Is it that, what is it that has led you to that, or has the bank repossessed the car?
Well, we are we are moving in the right direction. So yes, you guys eat like hippos and buffaloes combined. It's just eating and spilling your mochachinos and all your chinos in my car, and thinking that I fuel the car with hopes and prayers is just that assumption. Surely, come on, it actually costs quite a bit. Now that it's a German machine.
Indeed, and that's a logical and genuine feeling, and it's good that you have expressed that. So as a proposal, I would then suggest to you, what if we chip in, towards the cost of fuel? What if everybody puts together some money and, we give to you to take care of a little bit on the wear and tear? Would that help, perhaps?
Again, we're in the right direction. So maybe, I need new springs, new bushes. Because you guys have just won.
Don't push your luck. Yeah. Let's just stick with the petrol fee. We want to pay because we don't know where else you're using the car. So at this point, then to check, I would be able to say, so if for the next trip, we worked out and calculated how much it would cost, and then we gave you that money up front, do you think we would go on the trip with you?
Yeah. Okay. That's a deal.
And we promise to behave. We'll try and make sure with no spills, nothing in the car. We keep it clean.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Now we're good. Yeah.
All right. There. So easy peasy can work. If for nothing else, it has de-escalated. It has brought down the tensions. At least we now know that we have some trips we will still do together, and the friendship can remain alive because those trips really help. Let me give you another situation. This happened a while back, but it again where easy peasy was applied and we got to a good outcome. We had sent in a proposal, but somewhere along the line, it was a tender that had been requested by a client. We sent in a proposal, but towards the end, we discovered that there was an error. With the proposal already at the client side, we realized it would be very difficult. But what we did, called the client and mentioned to them that we have a problem because we've discovered an error. The client, of course, being concerned, mentioned to us some of the things that would stand in their way, like if there was an audit trail, would it be acceptable? Because tender processes are very, very particular, and any deviation from it causes chaos. So what we did then was to share with them what led to that error, and we would like to remedy it. Since the tender period was not yet closed, we made an offer to recall and then submit the new proposal with the right figures. Now, for them, the main concern was that we needed to have an attachment to the proposal, which indicated that we have made some changes that may not adversely impact, the whole process, but that allowed them to be able to see that this is a secondary proposal that was offered. And when we reached the end of that, we had agreed within an hour of the closure time for the tender, we had submitted a new proposal and withdrawn the old one, and everything was sorted, and we were able to go through. I can't say we won the job, but we were able. We put in at the tender.
Yeah, my takeaway from all of this, I've been listening, but my takeaway has been, you guys made that mistake, almost costing the business, and somehow still kept your jobs.
Indeed, that's called pragmatism. We did keep our jobs, but yes, indeed, those are very costly mistakes. And in future, we have made decisions about how to go
So
about
I
that.
want to create a more challenging one. That was a
more
bit
challenging?
too simple, okay?
Oh, wow.
So
okay, let's hear it.
the missus is complaining you've been coming home a bit late.
Okay. Okay.
So convince me I'm the missus.
Wow, that's a hard one. I
Ah.
can't tell you that this can be resolved at one go, because it's very likely by the time she mentions it that this is something that has disturbed her for long. So either way, the first thing that we need to do is show empathy, appreciate her. So I would let her know how much I appreciate her, the patience, having to deal with the fact that I come home often. And why are you drinking and sipping your
I'm waiting for your excuse.
now you're becoming like her. So I'm helping. I'm trying to find a solution. So having empathized, and just like we said in the beginning, look out for the nonverbal cues. See how she's responding. If she takes it, yes, like that tells her that she's not convinced. So I need to very quickly take a step back and look at, by clarifying. So what is it about my coming late that is most impactful to you? What is it that makes you most uncomfortable?
You don't need to sweat.
It's
but yes,
a hard
the
subject.
issue is the ugali is cold. I was slaving in the kitchen to make for you a very nice ugali, and we usually watch news together. But lately,
I've been absent. So yes, apologize. And it's always good to have an apology. And I would propose a way forward. And in my proposal, I would suggest perhaps that before I come late, on those days I will be late, I will make a call earlier in advance so that she is aware and she doesn't have to wait up for me. And then to reduce that number of times I come late, but also I would propose a one night in which we can just have a date night together.
So as long as you're paying, I'm convinced up to that point.
I will pay. Pay. I'm happy to pay.
So let's bring it down a little bit to a lot more relatable scenario for those of us who are not married. You have a roommate. Okay. And it's just that one roommate. You know, that one guy.
There's always that one guy.
That you guys make banger meals in the kitchen. Like it's art. It's masterpieces. You belong on MasterChef with the kind of food you cook in the kitchen. But man, this guy just doesn't wash dishes, or at least doesn't help you with the dishes. You can go for a business trip for 3 days, come back, and it's the Leaning Tower of pizza in the sink. These dishes have just piled up. So
I see that picture. That's terrible.
How can we apply ECPC to this?
I'd like you actually to give a go at it.
All right.
So let me hear from you. How would you apply?
Let's go.
All right.
So empathy. It's, my guy, I understand you're busy with your nuclear project or your rocket ship that, one day we'll get to the moon and all. I'm just a little concerned. I just want to know what's happening. And we've gone from empathy straight to clarify at this point. It's what's happening? Why aren't we able to collaborate on the dishes? I mean, we're good cooks, we're fantastic chefs, but when it comes to doing the dishes, we are kind of lagging behind, or you're lagging behind a little bit. And dude comes back and tells me, he's like, hey, when I was living with my folks, I was baby boy. I didn't have to do dishes. My hands are sensitive to soap. I've never had such
they had
kind
dishwashers.
They had dishwashers. Yo.
Yeah.
And that's an actual.
Yeah.
Could be an actual scenario.
Yeah.
And the proposal would be, okay, how about we get you gloves? And then we put together a schedule, a timetable of how we can collaborate or work together when it comes to washing dishes. Maybe I wash dishes today, you wash dishes tomorrow. Or now, since we have Italian structures in the sink, we can say by lunchtime, if it has reached a certain height, then we need to, clear it. I mean, I also don't like doing dishes myself as well. But you're thinking, we need to compromise at this point. And he goes like, okay, So I'm checking, it's like, yeah, timetable works, everything is in place.
I like
It's
that.
fine. Yeah. there
Thumbs
you go.
up. Exactly.
Applied.
And
Easy
it
win.
works all
Yes.
the time. At least if nothing else, once again, situation has been brought down to room temperature. No, the levels are good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that tells you this thing. It really does work.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
A thing to remember is that
Yeah.
empathy disarms.
I
It
like
could
that.
be
Yeah.
causing chaos. You're almost catching hands or anything, but empathy. Do you know what catching hands is?
I know it's also like throwing.
Empathy.
Oh boy, what do you take me for? I'm not that old.
Empathy disarms.
Mhm.
Clarify helps avoid assumptions.
Absolutely.
You
Yes.
don't need to be guessing.
Mhm.
All right.
Mhm.
Proposing shows effort. You
It
make-
demonstrates you're making an effort.
Yes,
Right.
exactly. And then finally, check helps to keep the peace.
The peace.
Is peacy.
Absolutely. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's it for today's episode.
Mhm.
Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified for whenever a new video comes up. Share this with your friends, family, and colleagues. Follow us on our social media platforms, TikTok and Instagram. We are Jatelo.
And Jatelo.
For today, guys, cheers.
Cheers, guys.